Hello and welcome to your next session with Plato Training, where today we're going to be looking at social media for business use part 1. So your aims and objectives for today's session are to state 4 main social media channels and reasons why businesses use them, to identify 4 specialist social media channels and reasons why businesses use them, and to state the key differences between those channels. So when we look at social media, some of you will be much more familiar with social media than others. Some of you might use lots and lots of different social media channels, and some of you might not use any at all. Some of you might use some. And businesses can be similar. So some businesses will use lots of different social media channels, some businesses will use some, and some will not really be using social media at all. But I would say many do use social media, and it is often office staff who update and monitor it. Some businesses will have a dedicated social media and marketing team, whereas smaller businesses might use their administrators to update their feeds daily. So if my notes on here are not enough, you are absolutely able to do your own research. In fact, I would suggest that you do your own research on social media channels that we're going to be looking at. It's going to really help to broaden your knowledge. Likewise, if you regularly use a different social media channel, you may use this within your work. Please don't feel that you need to limit yourself to my examples. If you have knowledge of something else, I'm always willing to learn as well. The idea of studying social media for business use here is that we have to look at current trends of social media for business. So perhaps there's a new trend that's come out that I am not aware of yet, or that you could perhaps share your knowledge of with me within your work. So like I said, we have to look at social media trends from this year. So social media is an ever-changing industry, so we need to focus on the main channels of social media this year rather than looking back at previous years. So in previous years you might have used or heard of Bebo and MySpace, but no one really tends to use those anymore. Instead, there are different social media channels that are the main ones this year. So what social media channels do you think might be main this year? So I've put 6 on here. Once again, if you have some different ones that you would like to include, please feel free to do so. So we've got Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Snapchat. So please don't panic if you haven't heard of these. I've got some information on those next slides for you. And again, please don't limit yourself to the small amounts of information that I've given you here. I would like you to further research these. So Facebook. Facebook is a place to share personal content and see others in your newsfeed. It's useful for businesses in any industry, and some of the leading industries on Facebook include financial services, retail, entertainment, and automotive businesses. So Facebook was founded in 2004 and it has 2.45 billion active monthly users. Active, that means they are using it actively. So here are some reasons why businesses may choose to use Facebook. So they can buy adverts, they can have a page to advertise their products or services, they can chat to customers using private message, they can create groups to promote to potential customers. On Facebook Messenger, your private messaging service, you can actually have a chatbot or a robot to chat to your customers for you. And you can also stream live videos to advertise your products or services. So YouTube, slightly smaller here, 2 billion monthly active users rather than 2.45 billion. It was started in 2005. So YouTube is a place to watch videos created by other users, sometimes including businesses. Users can share content, comment, like, subscribe to other users' channels. So reasons business use YouTube. So obviously you're watching this video here on YouTube now, so we're using YouTube to host our videos for our classes. Businesses can also use YouTube to advertise, to demonstrate their products, to create a community of people who have an interest in their products. They can show off their expertise. They can show their brand personality, because you can put a face and a personality to the name of the business. It can also be very easy to reach new customers through the videos. So Twitter, active monthly users here we have 330 million, and Twitter was created in 2006. So Twitter is a place to share tweets and a place to engage with others using hashtags. Some businesses will really succeed on Twitter, and it's most suitable for businesses that work in industries like entertainment, sports, politics, or marketing. So businesses could use Twitter to once again buy adverts. They can interact with their existing customers, so Twitter quite often deal with questions and complaints on their accounts. Businesses on their Twitter accounts, I mean. They could give helpful information and advice on their products and services. They could grow their following by adding threads, which is a Twitter word for conversations. And they could use hashtags, there's a hashtag example, hashtag social media, to promote their products or services to new customers. So LinkedIn, 310 million active monthly users. This was founded in 2003. So LinkedIn is a huge network of career professionals. So individuals can have their job roles and responsibilities on their profile. More than 61 million users on LinkedIn are in senior positions, so it can be really useful to find the CEO of a business. Reasons why businesses may use LinkedIn. So they can advertise on LinkedIn to find new customers, they can post job adverts on LinkedIn as well, they can share relevant content to grow the business. And there is potential for connecting with an elite group of professionals who can make a difference to your business. So because you can contact several different CEOs of large organisations, there's the potential to have a business development impact on the business as well. Instagram, so active monthly users on Instagram, 1 billion. I'm not sure if that needs updating myself. 2010 it was launched. So Instagram is a picture-based social media. It's full of eye-catching visuals and inspiring creativity. So it's a social network where product-based businesses, which is where you could take a photograph of your product, can really thrive. It's also really good for influencers, those people that are paid to showcase products to make money. I saw on the news that Kylie Jenner makes $1.2 million per Instagram post. Interesting. Reasons why businesses might use Instagram. So you can create shoppable posts. So what this means is you can click on a picture to the shop for the products directly. You can promote using sponsored adverts on Instagram. And Instagram is very useful for promoting to people who are under 35, because this is what makes up 63% of users. 63% of users are aged 18 to 34, with an even split between male and female customers. So if you have a product that you think might do well for the under 35s market, it could do very well on Instagram. Snapchat. So Snapchat has 360 million active monthly users. It was founded in 2011. So Snapchat is a messaging app used to send pictures. So the pictures are called snaps, but you can also send videos and drawings and text messages to other users. The messages and pictures delete after they've been viewed. So reasons why businesses may use Snapchat. So they can use Snapchat to interact with the younger generation because they use it more than any other group of people. You can pay for sponsored ads on Snapchat under the Discover section of the app. You can create interactive adverts that young people could engage with. Your adverts, because Snapchat uses location services, your adverts can be specified to reach certain locations. Snapchat isn't ideal for every business though. So for question 1, I would like you to state 4 major social media channels of this year and identify reasons why businesses may use each channel. So again, please remember, I would like you to do your own research. Don't just all regurgitate what I've written. I've literally gone to the tip of the iceberg on all of these so that you can really do some extra research on them. So you're going to lay it out with social media channel 1. You'll then state the reasons why businesses may use this channel using full sentences, and you'll repeat this information again for social media channels 2, 3 and 4 so that you'll have 4 in total. Please, when you're answering this question, make sure that you use the information from the major channels, so Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc., not from the specialist channels that we're going to have a look at shortly. Please pause this video whilst you complete the question. So what are the key differences between these social media channels? So we've looked at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram and Snapchat. So by now you should have done some of your own research, so you should be able to think about this question and understand the differences between the social media channels. So Facebook has the highest amount of monthly users. You're able to build your own profile, you can share written messages and photos and videos or links with friends, whereas YouTube is video content only. Twitter, that uses threads for conversations and has a high focus on hashtags. LinkedIn is for career professionals rather than personal profiles. Instagram, the main content is photographs and videos. It's used mainly by under 34-year-olds. Snapchat, messages disappear after viewing. Some of you might be thinking, what's the point in that? But it's very popular by 13-year-olds. So for question 2, I would like you to state the main differences between the major social media channels that you used back in question 1. So you only need to look at the 4 that you used in question 1. Once again, please make sure that you are relating to the major social media channels, not the specialist channels that we look at later on. So now we're moving on to look at specialist social media channels. So we've looked at 6 of the main social media channels on the web this year, but there are far more. So now we're going to take a look at the main specialist social media channels for different types of businesses. So we're going to take a look at 4: SoundCloud, VeriSocial, Steam and ResearchGate. Please don't panic if you've not heard of these. I've got some information for you on the next few slides, and you once again can do some of your own research here, because again I'm only touching the tip of the iceberg here, so you can do your own research and find out even more. Again, if you do know of a different specialist social media channel that you would like to include, you're very welcome to do this. Like I said, it's really important that we have the up-to-date specialist social media channels, likewise with the major ones. So let's begin by looking at SoundCloud. So SoundCloud is a social media channel for music lovers and musicians. So musicians can upload their songs so that others can listen, and users can follow music they like and interact with others and share music that they love. So it's all about music. Reasons why businesses could use SoundCloud. Remember, because it's specialist, not all businesses will use it, but musicians will. They'll use SoundCloud to upload their tracks and demos for users to listen to. They could grow their audience, they could make money, and it's easy to reach fans as you transfer music from SoundCloud to other social media channels like YouTube and Spotify. So VeraSocial, this is quite a new social media channel, and it's a place where photographers can upload their photos without losing quality. So you may have heard in the past, Facebook actually compresses or squashes photos, so the quality is very, very low. VeraSocial doesn't do this. VeraSocial is also ad-free, so there's much more social and much less media. So once again, remember that this social media channel VeraSocial is very specialist, so not all businesses will use it. However, photographers will use VeraSocial because they can upload their photographs with maximum quality. They can see other people's photographs for inspiration and creativity, and they can get noticed by people who wish to buy their work or hire them for their photography skills. Steam. So Steam is a social media channel that is used by gamers. So it's used to play games, discuss games, and create games. Steam is a digital distribution service, so users can download games from it to play. So again, remember this is a specialist social media channel, so not all businesses will use it. However, game developers may use Steam because they can connect with gamers on Steam. They can share news and updates on their games. They can post detailed patch notes, so if you're not sure what that means, a patch note is an update or a fix improvement. They can upload game guides to Steam. They can upload exclusive Steam workshop content and get involved in Steam discussions with gamers. ResearchGate. So ResearchGate is a social media channel for academics. So users can create a profile and upload their work, and it's really about focusing on science here. So again, remember that this social media channel ResearchGate is very specialist and not all businesses will use it. But academics could use ResearchGate, so scientific academics could use ResearchGate to find papers that are relevant for their study. They could share papers with other users. They could ask questions to other users about the study that they've undertaken. They can find other academic scientists to work with, and they can gain visibility and recognition for the research that they have done. So when we talk about papers here, we're not talking about physical papers. What we mean by that is studies. So studies that have undertaken lots and lots of research. So now for question 3, I would like you to state the 4 main specialist social media channels and identify why certain types of businesses may use each channel. So again, if you do some further research, please ensure you include that here. I would also like to see if you've got any other ideas of specialist social media channels, in which, if you have, please include that instead of one of the ones I've included. So you're going to lay it out with social media specialist channel 1 and give that a name, and then state the reasons why different types of businesses use this channel. Repeat this again for channels 2, 3 and 4 so that you end up with 4 social media channels. If you're using a paper booklet, please excuse the misprint and rename each one with the appropriate number. And again, please make sure that you are using the information from the specialist channels for question 3, not the major channels that we looked at earlier. So what are the key differences between the specialist social media channels that we've just looked at? So we looked at SoundCloud, VeraSocial, Steam and ResearchGate. So it's more to do with who uses them, I think, the main differences here. If you would like to have a look at the different ways that the platforms are used and describe the differences from those, you are very welcome to, because they are used very differently to one another as well. But I've looked at who uses them rather than how they are used. So SoundCloud is for musicians, VeraSocial for photographers, Steam for gamers, and ResearchGate for academics. So for question 4, I would like you to state the main differences between the specialist social media channels that you stated in question 3. So please ensure that you do use the information from the specialist channels for question 4, not the major channels that we looked at earlier on. Again, please make sure that you are using some of your own research here. So the main difference is you could say about how the content is displayed rather than who uses it. Please pause this video. So you're now ready to look at some research tasks. So you're going to perform a research task, and that research task includes these 4 questions. So you're going to have a look at Pinterest for me. So some of you may have heard of Pinterest before, some of you may not have done. So I want you to look at what is Pinterest, how is information displayed on Pinterest, who uses Pinterest, and how and why could businesses use Pinterest. You're going to write up your research task here, so concentrate on those 4 questions that we just looked at and pause this video to complete question 5. Research task 2, so you're going to perform another research task. You are going to look at TikTok this time. Again, some of you will have heard of TikTok, some of you may not have done. So, 4 parts again. So what is TikTok? How is information displayed on TikTok? Who uses TikTok? And how and why could businesses use TikTok? So you'll display this onto question 6 of your work booklet using the format from the previous slide to answer those 4 parts. So please pause this video to complete question 6. For question 7, you're going to look at social media engagement. So what does the term engagement mean in the context of social media? So you'll need to research this and write your answer in question 7. So please pause this video to do the research and answer this question. Finally, you're going to complete a case study. So you're going to find a business that operates accounts on at least 3 of the major social media channels. The business must have a large following on all 3 social media channels with good engagement shown. So when you're displaying your research, you need to tell me the business name, what the business does, what social media channels the businesses use, and how many followers they have on each channel. So if you're struggling with inspiration for your case study, think about shops on your local high street, because many of them, probably most, will have lots of social media accounts. So make sure that you are relating it to the major social media channels. So that's where we looked at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. You'll then display your case study like this. So what is the business's name? What do they do? Which social media channels does the business operate on? And how many followers does the business have on each channel? Please pause this video to complete this question. Your learning activity log for today is today's date. Your aim is customer service. Your activities and what you've learned, so you've done social media part 1 and then tell me what you've learned. Your next session is on social media part 2 and your next session date is tomorrow. So that concludes our aims and objectives for today. So you should now be able to state 4 major social media channels and reasons why businesses use them. The same again for 4 specialist social media channels and stating how businesses use them. And you should be able to state the key differences between the channels.